for it, so when we go to editing, we'll have that correct.
Dan Sadlier, D-A-N. Joke. Dan Sadlier, S-A-D-L-I-E-R.
And what year did you play and what position?
From 1965 through 69, forward.
Okay. Sounds good. We're
Okay.
ready to go.
All right, we'll go ahead and roll tape. Dan, one of the things that we've talked about is how the program just catapulted to national prominence in the 1950s. Being from the Dayton area, you were growing up as that team, captured not only Dayton by storm, but even the country. Yeah. What was it like to watch that team, and I assume be a fan of that team, and then sign to play for Dayton?
My exposure to the University of Dayton basketball goes back in the 50s. I grew up in Lima, Ohio, which is not too far from here, and this is long before all the technology with cable and all the multiple choices we have as far as television is concerned. And so being in Lima, Ohio, we had a local station, but the one that we did get, it was Channel 7 out of Dayton. And Channel 7 carried an awful lot of the Flyer games, and it was probably one of the few channels on television that you had a chance to see basketball. And so that's where my, I'd say, exposure to the UD basketball got started. And then coupled that with my high school basketball coach was Don Lane, who played here for the University of Dayton in the mid-50s. And he was a heck of a player, and he was part of that, leap in popularity as far as UD basketball, and actually into it being recognized as a national power in the 50s. And so those ties to the University of Dayton were cemented back then. And then to go, play basketball in high school and be recruited to come here to play basketball was, frankly, pretty impressive in my mind, because to be able to participate in a Division I program that was the top of the chart, so to speak, was something to be envied, if you like, and it was exciting. And frankly, it proved out to be everything I had hoped it to be.
Well, speaking of everything you hoped it to be, it's every college basketball player's dream to get to the tournament and advance to the Final Four, get to the national championship game, and win it. You did all but one of those things as part of that 1967 team. Can you talk about that run through the tournament and that season?
Well, the 1966-67 season was special, needless to say. The end result certainly illustrates that. But I mean, I was a sophomore at that time, and actually given the opportunity to play early on in the season, and was able to hopefully make some contributions during the regular season. And it was, to be invited to the NCAA. It was quite a treat. Of course, Coach Donaher, had us geared towards that, from the very beginning. I mean, he was clearly organized and focused on what we needed to do to get to that postseason tournament. And it was clearly stated at the beginning that we wanted to go to the NCAA, and then to accomplish that, to get that bid was, I'd say, a step to the next level, and then to go down to Lexington to play Western Kentucky in that first round was, for a sophomore to have the chance to get it and mix it up there was pretty impressive, and as you know, we won in a close game, and Bobby Joe Hooper came through with a shot there at the end that got us, and then we went to the next round, and I think you started to get a feel for, hey, we've got something that is real, and something that we can make some things happen here, and got into to Evanston and played Tennessee and Virginia Tech, and again, although they were close games, we were able to play with them, and that took us into the finals, where we came up against North Carolina, and and again, they had a lot of notoriety, but I think we had a pretty good team too, and we're able to knock them off in the semis. But I guess history has the last game recorded as a loss. But I think it was quite an opportunity for us to get into the finals, to play on a national level, and I think it was just a great experience. I do want to say that this whole effort that season was clearly a team effort. Not to sound too corny, but it was it was really a nice I'd say everybody working together for that goal that we had, and when that happens, it's really refreshing to see the results.
You mentioned the team. One of the more remarkable things about that team is all 5 starters have spent the majority of their adult lives in Dayton,
right.
And even today, at least 2/3 of current players, once they come to campus, they stay in the Dayton area. What do you attribute that to? The Dayton community is sort of a mystery, if you like, and I know there's the stories about UD basketball players coming into Dayton from all parts, whether it be Chicago or New York or somewhere else, that they have a tendency to stick around after their playing days at UD. But frankly, my experience here in the community after getting out of UD, that Dayton attracts a lot of people to stay here, and whether it be corporate people that have been transferred into the community, or people affiliated with Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, they like what they see here in Dayton, and it's a great community. It's got a lot of qualities that makes the community attractive. And needless to say, I'm very proud of what Dayton is and what it provides to its citizens, and it clearly it has something special. And I think UD plays a very important part in that quality of life, and makes this community one reason why people stick around. Back to your playing days, in '68, the tournament wasn't as expanded as it is now, so if you don't make the NCAA, the NIT is certainly a tournament to be proud of, and you go there, and in the first, I believe it was the first season in the new Madison Square Garden,
Yes.
you guys took the championship. You talk about coming back after the NCAA season and
Right.
coming back and winning the NIT.
Yeah, going into the 1967-68 season, there was a lot of high expectations. The 1967 finish was quite strong, and we had most of the players back, and we did run into a little dry spell, if you like, at the beginning of the season there. And I think at one point we were 7-9 as far as the record was concerned. A few close games in there, but probably a number of games that we should have won. So we were getting into the last half of the season, and frankly, the attitude was still positive, but it was, I think it was always that, Coach was always, encouraging us to continue to work hard, and then things started to click, and I think as the results show, that we won the final 10 games of the season there, and did come up short as far as an NCAA bid is concerned, but the NIT was, made its offer to the school, and we readily accepted. And that was a good experience, and I say that because we had the opportunity at the NIT back at that time was operated a little bit differently, in that you spent the whole 2 weeks there, playing games. So it was really, not only from a basketball point of view, it was quite interesting, but from a cultural point of view, it really gave you some exposure to the big city, if you like, and so that was good. As far as the basketball piece is concerned, it was, we played some pretty good teams, as it was, the NCAA at that point in time wasn't as expanded, so there were still some pretty good teams available to play in the NIT, and Notre Dame, West Virginia. We played Fordham, and I think in the finals we ended up against Kansas. And so there's pretty good competition, and to come out on top was I think quite a treat. To win it all was had a pretty good feeling. It's just I think again it really made all that work that you put in worthwhile.
And then the next season, your senior year was the last year to play in the field house.
Yeah.
What was it like to play in the field house?
Yeah. It was exciting. To play in the field house was very, very exciting, I thought, because you went out there on the floor every game with there was absolutely no question in your mind that you're going out there to win, and I think the record shows that we did that an awful lot of the time, frankly most of the time. But to play in the old field house was special. It was needless to say very intimate surroundings, and I think it was affectionately called the snake pit or thrombosis field house or something like that. But I think there's 5,885 seats, and I mean, you heard from every one of those seats during the game, and it was just created a lot of excitement. To reflect back about, that was a hard ticket to get, for people, in the community as well as the students, and remember stories about people camping outside of the ticket office days in advance for games to get the ticket so that they could. So they could be there. It's just got a lot of special memories. We played or we practiced in the field house. I know those memories are probably less fond than playing basketball games and competing, but it was just a special place.
You talked about the practices. The man who ran those practices, Coach Donaher. He was quite a young coach when you first set foot on campus. What was it like to play for him?
Yeah, to play for Coach Donaher was it was I'll say this, it was a unique experience. He was quite young at that point in time. I think he was maybe 34 years old, if I'm not mistaken, or close to that. And again, just it's quite a taskmaster, if you like, as far as being focused on the team and establishing the goals, before the season started. And do you want to cut this out?
Hey guys, Jeff, can you guys hang off banging around? We're almost done. Thanks.
Do you want to go back?
Yeah. Talk about Coach Donaher.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, to play for Coach Donaher was a unique experience. I think back when I came to the university in 1965, Coach was quite young, at 34 or around that age. And but however, 34 years old for an 18-year-old was pretty old. So we still had a lot of respect for Coach and his. He was quite a taskmaster. He clearly knew what we needed to do, extremely organized, very demanding, very, I would just say, the expectations were high because he knew that we could, perform at a higher level, and he certainly didn't hesitate to push us. But on the other hand, there's an awful lot of pride, I thought, in the team, that we went out there in every game, no matter who we played, with the idea that we're going to win this one. It wasn't a question. It was just, and we felt very prepared for every game that we played. But it was because of his, I think, leadership. And again, I'm sure Coach would agree that his staff wasn't that large back then. I think they had a couple of assistant coaches and a manager that kept things together for a national program, and it was a great experience. I must admit, he had a real strong chain of command, which I appreciate, and actually think that it has helped in later in life. But I think after getting out of school, we've been able to develop a real strong friendship, over and above that player-coach relationship that existed when I was here at UD.
Now, the game has changed quite a bit, exposure-wise, playing in buildings like this one, but the guys that when you come to the game, they're still wearing Dayton across their chest.
Right.
What's it mean to you when the team does what they did last year, getting national ranking, winning a conference championship? Do you feel, I'm part of that. I was part of the foundation, and these guys are taking it on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and again, to see Dayton play, you always have a tie, a strong tie to the university first and foremost, and to the program, and so you're really excited when good things happen, and it's really something I think it's special for those people that had participated in the program. I can't say enough about the people that played before me that were quite inspirational. They were mentors. The people that says, "Hey, keep plugging away. It's well worth the effort." And all those, from Coach Grigsby to Bucky Bockhorn, you name it, those guys, were really helpful. And it's hopefully that we can, continue that tradition, as Dayton really means a first-class program representing a first-class university, which in my opinion is representing a first-class community. It's clearly, I say, something special to see Dayton do well.
Unless there's something else you would like to add.
Not that I know of.
That's it. That was very good.
Yeah.
Great, that was
Thank you.
spectacular.
Thank you. No, it's